Welcome back to Narrations, the channel where we bring cinema's most gripping stories to life in rich detail, so you can relive them, preview them, or decide if they're worth your next movie night. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more retellings that immerse you into the heart of film. Today, we dive into Christopher Nolan's mind-bending thriller Memento, 2000. The movie begins in a way unlike anything you've seen before. A Polaroid photograph slowly fades instead of developing. It's a reverse in time, an image unforming. From the very first frame, Nolan tells us that this story will unfold backwards, and it does. We meet Leonard Shelby, played by Guy Pearce. Leonard suffers from short-term memory loss after a violent incident left him unable to form new memories. He remembers everything up until the attack, but beyond that, his mind resets every few minutes. To function, Leonard relies on a system. He takes Polaroid photos of people and places, writing notes on them to remind himself of who to trust. And more crucially, he tattoos important facts directly onto his body. Each tattoo is a clue in his obsessive hunt for one thing: the man who raped and murdered his wife. The story unfolds in two timelines, one moving forward in black and white, the other moving backward in color. As the two timelines eventually collide, the truth of Leonard's quest begins to blur. Early on, Leonard explains the difference between memory and facts. Memory, he says, is unreliable, feelings distort it, lies twist it, and trauma rewrites it. But facts, the kind he tattoos on his body, cannot be forgotten. John G. raped and murdered my wife. That's the central fact that drives him. Along the way, Leonard encounters two key figures, Natalie, played by Carrie-Anne, and Teddy, played by Joe Pantoliano. Both claim to help him, but both have their own motives. Natalie is a bartender with connections to dangerous people. Teddy is a talkative man who insists he's Leonard's friend, but Leonard's notes warn him not to trust Teddy. "Don't believe his lies," one Polaroid says. Leonard's interactions with them are tense and disorienting. For Natalie, he helps deal with her violent boyfriend, Dodd. But soon, she manipulates Leonard, realizing his condition makes him easy to exploit. In one chilling scene, she verbally abuses him, storms out, and when she returns moments later, Leonard has already forgotten the fight. She smiles, knowing she can now twist his perception however she wants. With Teddy, things are murkier. Teddy seems to know more about Leonard's condition than Leonard himself. He warns Leonard about being used, but also steers him into dangerous situations. At times he feels trustworthy, at other times he feels slimy. And since we're watching the story backward, just like Leonard, we're constantly unsure who's telling the truth. The black and white timeline shows Leonard in a motel room, speaking on the phone. He explains the story of Sammy John Keys, another man with a memory condition. Sammy couldn't form new memories and eventually failed a test involving insulin shots for his diabetic wife. Tragically, she kept asking Sammy for her injections, testing whether he would remember giving them. He didn't, and she died from an overdose. Leonard tells this story with certainty, using it as a moral compass. Sammy couldn't handle it, but Leonard insists he can. As the film progresses backward, Leonard's world becomes more fractured. Every scene ends where the previous one began, giving us the same confusion he feels, waking up each time unsure of what just happened. Finally, the two timelines meet in the middle, and the truth is revealed, or at least, Nolan's version of it. Teddy confesses to Leonard that he already killed his wife's attacker long ago. Leonard's hunt, Teddy claims, is meaningless now. But because Leonard can't form new memories, he continues searching, stuck in a loop. Teddy even accuses Leonard of mixing up the Sammy John Keys story with his own life, that it was actually Leonard's wife who died from the insulin overdose, not Sammy's. In that devastating moment, Leonard chooses denial. Rather than face the truth, he writes himself a new clue. "Don't believe Teddy's lies." He plants evidence to frame Teddy as John G., ensuring that in his next cycle, he'll hunt Teddy as the killer. The movie ends, or rather, begins, with Leonard taking that Polaroid of Teddy's body, believing he's finally found his wife's murderer, when in fact he's trapped himself in an endless cycle of revenge and self-deception. Memento isn't just a thriller, it's a puzzle, a film about the fragility of truth, memory, and the stories we tell ourselves to survive. By structuring the film backward, Nolan makes us experience Leonard's disorientation firsthand. We don't know what just happened, we don't know who to trust, and just like Leonard, we're desperate for some kind of certainty. If you enjoy psychological thrillers, twisted narratives, and films that leave you questioning what you just saw, Memento is a must-watch. It's the movie that put Christopher Nolan on the map and remains one of the most inventive thrillers ever made. Thanks for watching Narrations. If you like this retelling, share it with someone who loves a good mystery. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into cinema's greatest films. And as always, if you like the story, go watch the movie.